Hello everyone. So today I'm going to do another reading update and show off some books. Firstly, to get this out of the way, the book I was currently reading the last time I filmed was an old V.E. Schwab book. It was called The Near Witch. I wanted to update you. I have since DNF'd that book, which means did not finish, in case you didn't know. I'll briefly tell you why. I would hold it up to show you, but I've actually already sold it to my local bookstore. I think I've said before, I usually try to hold it on to it before I unhaul it, just so you guys have something to tap on and you can see it. But I've learned I'm one of those people who, as soon as I'm sure that I want a book gone, I donate it the next day. I don't like to hold on to it. For me, space is really a key factor. I have a lot of books, so space is very limited. So as soon as I'm sure I want a book gone, I usually give it the boot. So but I read about approximately halfway through that book, and it just didn't grab me. It very much read like early work in their career, so not bad, but not particularly engaging. The characters especially I wasn't really attached to, and if I'm not attached to characters, it's usually over for me. So so yeah, just a quick update. I did DNF that book, The Near Witch, but I have moved on to a new series. I'm sure a lot of you are... Oh, I just realized I never turned the light on. 1 second. There we go. So sorry about that. But as I was saying, I'm sure a lot of you are mood readers as well as me. I sometimes struggle to pick out what I want to read next. So something I do occasionally is I'll ask my sister to just go around. I usually give her a heads up on what shelves I've read and not, but I'll ask her to pick a book for me to read next. And that surprisingly works pretty well, or has worked in the past, so that's what I did this time around. And so the book that she picked for me to read next is one that has been on my shelves for quite some time. I think 2020 was when I got it, or it was when it released. And that book is A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. This is the book. So for context, Naomi Novik is an adult fantasy author. I've read 2 of her previous work. I've read Uprooted, which I loved. It's one of my very favorite standalones of all time. So good. And then Spinning Silver, which is another very popular standalone by her. I've read that as well. I also really liked that book. But Uprooted will always be my favorite. Holds a very special place in my heart. But yeah, I have never read a series by her before. She wrote a book about, I think it's called the Temeraire series, and it's about dragons. It's set in the Napoleonic Wars, but it's the Napoleonic Wars with dragons, which just sounds really cool. I think I have books 1 through 6 in that series, but there's quite a few, so I don't have them all yet. But anyways, this series follows a girl who is in this magic school, along with a bunch of other sort of magically gifted people, kids mostly. It's basically like a college for magical kids, except for this school is trying to kill you and there are no teachers. You just have to try your best to learn, and the school is going to try to kill you the whole time you are here, and whoever makes it out, makes it out. I'm really liking it so far. We follow a witch named, what is her name? Galadriel, I think, which is kind of a funny name because obviously we all think of Lord of the Rings, at least I do. Is it actually Galadriel? Let me look. I think it is. Yeah, it is. It's Galadriel. And anyways, so Galadriel is the daughter of this witch who is very like a healing witch. She uses her powers for good. She tries not to steal life force from other people. And then meanwhile, she was born kind of not cursed, but like destined to be this like great evil sorceress. So she grew up with her mom, like teaching her like good morals and stuff like that. But all of her magic is like inclined towards destruction and stuff. She's a very like sullen, sort of sarcastic main character, and I love her dearly. She's so funny. And meanwhile, she ends up sort of having to team up with this golden boy of the school who's always trying to save everyone. He was born into like a large enclave of magic users, so he has like a lot of wealth and power to draw from. Meanwhile, she can barely use power at all because whenever she tries, it like kills people. So it's sort of like sunshine boy and like grumpy grumpy female main character, and it's so good. I'm loving it so far. So yeah, it's called A Deadly Education, and it's the first book in a trilogy. And this is a signed copy. I can't remember where I got it, but I will show you the inside because on the in papers is like a map of the school. So that's what it looks like. It's called the Scholomance. It's really cool. I'm really enjoying it so far, like I said. Again, I got this book back when it came out. I think it was like 2020. Let me see. Yep, 2020. And if you look, it has a signature page. This is kind of a stiff hardcover. I don't know why. But fun fact, Naomi Novik was actually a founder of AO3. If you're a fanfic enjoyer, she was one of the founders of AO3, so an icon. A fan fiction promoting science fiction fantasy author icon. So yeah. And so I actually own quite a few editions of this series, mostly of the first book. Once the second and third books came out, I had kind of cut back, so I only have one copy of each of the second and third books, but the first book I do own quite a few, so I thought I would show them to you. I believe this is just like the standard US edition. It's just signed. It's the only thing like exclusive or whatever about it. So yeah, there's that copy. And then this is like a bare hardcover edition. I believe this is the Owl Crate copy. Has like a key on the back. Let me check though. Yeah, it says Dear Alcrate Reader, so yeah, it has like this little bound in letter. It is also signed, and has these gold sprayed edges, so that's really cool. I'm not sure if this book has ever been opened because it feels very brand new, and it definitely smells new as well. So I know a lot of people love hardcovers that don't have dust jackets on them, like they just like the bare hardcover. I'm kind of either way. I don't really have a preference, but something I do find interesting is I didn't realize this until I was older, but I've noticed a lot of people will read hardcover books with the dust jacket off. It just never ever occurred to me to take off a dust jacket, so I've never done that. Like, what if I lose it? I don't know. I think people are worried about damaging it, but I'll sometimes use like the dust jacket flap as like a bookmark and everything, so I don't know. I'm not judging, I'm just curious more than anything. It never really occurred to me to take it off, so yeah, this is the Alcrate edition. I believe this is the Waterstones edition. So yeah, this is the UK cover. It's like a different size. So I think it is just signed, and that's all. This is one of the first lines of the book. It also is one of the lines that really drew me into the book. It says, "I decided that Orion Lake needed to die after the second time he saved my life." That just sets the tone for the whole story. So I really love Galadriel, our main character. She's witty. She has a heart. Like, it's kind of a story like if someone who had all the inclination and powers to be a dark evil sorceress was brought up by like a good person and instilled with good morals and has like a conscience, sorry. It's just a very funny like dichotomy within her. So I'm really enjoying it so far. Just a little midway review as I'm showing you these copies. I think that's the only thing on this book. Let me check. I think the rest is just the same. Yep. So I believe this is the Waterstones signed copy. Next we come across, these are the remaining copies. I think these are all Illumicrate or Fairy Loot. Let me check, but this is the book. So this has a gold cover, obviously, instead of the blue. It has the dark blue sprayed pages on it. Let's see. It has a letter on the inside. And I think that's it. Yeah, oh, it does on the naked cover. Has this emblem on it. Also, the spine says, "The Scholomance isn't a forgiving place." I think this book was released during the time when book boxes were not doing as much like end paper art or like dust jacket art. It was more focused on like the bare cover embossing, and like quotes on the spine was like a big thing. And it still might be, but I just know this like was kind of before in paper fan art was like the #1 thing to look for. So a little tidbit of information in case you're curious. So yeah, this is the, let me check, is it Illumicrate or Fairy Loot? This is so yeah, this is the Illumicrate edition, and so for the rest of the series, I just have the Illumicrate editions. I didn't collect anymore, so. So this is the first book, the one I'm reading currently, A Deadly Education, but I'll go ahead and show you the others. So the second book is called The Last Graduate, and it's this beautiful dark green cover. I am a dark green fan, it's one of my favorite colors. I'm not sure if I clarified, but this is an adult fantasy, just to make sure I said that. I can't remember if I did. But this one has these like stenciled art on the pages. It has this key, and then it has dark green on the bottom and top, or top and bottom. Let's see if there's anything else. No, I don't think so. I think that's just all for these. I think this is my favorite cover of any of the books that I've shown so far in this series. I just think it's very pretty. Obviously, I have not finished the first book, so I cannot tell you much about what happens in this one. Nor would I want to, because then I'd be spoiling you and myself. And then the last book I have to show you is called The Golden Enclaves. So, did I say that weird? The Golden Enclaves. Yeah. So this is the final book in the trilogy. And now I kind of know what enclaves means. So enclaves are like sort of official groups of witches and wizards who work together. So your goal when you're graduating from this school is to get into an enclave so that you'll have like a well pool of magic to draw from and people to like watch your back. So I understand more now. I see. Well, you know what? This whole time I was telling you is the Illumicrate editions. Maybe I just got the Waterstones editions, because this says Waterstones exclusive edition. I don't know. I hopefully not all I told you was lies. I know that first one was an Illumicrate edition, but I think maybe these last two might both be Waterstones. In the end, does it really matter that much? No. But again, yeah, this has the stenciled edges. I can check again to see if there's anything, but no, there's not. So, Sorry, that one really did smell like new book. So those are all the copies I have of this series. But again, the one I am reading is this little normal copy. It's the shortest, it's the most portable, so I chose him. I am currently, oh my gosh, I didn't put my bookmark in. Oh no. I would say I'm like this far in, not quite half. But I'm really enjoying it so far. So far, this is a win. We'll see how I feel once I finish it, but really enjoyable, so. I am sorry, again, I don't have any new book haul for you. It's been a dry month so far. But don't you worry, the fall season is coming, and I can never resist the fall books. Like, it's inevitable. My bank account will suffer in the fall. So, not to fear. This dry summer spell will end soon. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And if you ever like comment on one of my videos, just know I really appreciate you. I love to like talk back and forth. In real life, I'm kind of shy, so if I ever get a chance to like talk with people about books, I will always take the opportunity. So, thank you. I hope you're enjoying whatever you're reading currently. I'd love to hear about it. If you want to tell me down below, I'm always here to hear about what other people are reading or any book recommendations they have. And I hope you're having a good day or night wherever you are, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you.